Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jenna here with Sweet Tooth Baking. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my fun new baking videos. So for today, Halloween is coming and I've decided to create a black Halloween cake with a marshmallow cobweb design. So without further ado, let's begin. This cake I've prepared in advance, but it's my Franken cake, which means that I'm actually going to be keeping this cake in my fridge for months at a time and just decorating it and redecorating it, because in this profession I am just trying to waste as little as possible. So I'm just going to reuse this over and over and over again. So what you guys can do is bake a cake of your own, or you can even use a box mix and then just copy the design. What we're going to need for this tutorial is a cake turntable, a cake that has been crumb coated and chilled, some marshmallows. I'm just using some jumbo marshmallows, buttercream, black food coloring, a spatula, and a scraper. Achieving dark colored buttercream is actually a little bit difficult because it requires quite a lot of food coloring. But because you don't want to be adding all of your food coloring or changing the flavor of your buttercream, there are a few tips that can help darken your buttercream. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of black at a time and warm up our buttercream in the microwave between additions. As the buttercream heats up, it blends better with the food coloring that you've added, so you can get a darker, more developed color faster. I've added a little. I'm probably going to have to end up adding about 3 times as much as this in total, just to get this a really nice dark black color. Now we'll pop this in the microwave. Put the buttercream in the microwave for about 10 seconds, and as you can see, it's quite melty, but that's what we want. So we're just gonna mix this up and add a little bit more food coloring. Another option to get black food coloring is to add cocoa powder to your buttercream, or to add black cocoa powder, but if you don't want chocolate buttercream, then this is not a good option. Beware, your fingers are probably gonna get dirty in this process, but that's the fun of it, right? At this stage, our buttercream is looking purple, but as we keep warming it up, like I said before, the butter and the food coloring are going to meld together really well, and we'll get a nice dark black buttercream. Back to the microwave we go. After you've added a good amount of black food coloring and mixed your buttercream really well, the next step is to let this rest. So as the buttercream kind of starts to cool down and rest, the color will develop into a really nice dark black color. You also have the option of popping it in the fridge for an extra 5 or so minutes because the buttercream is quite soft. While we wait for the color to develop, we can start working on our marshmallows. So I have a couple tips here as well. We're going to be using our hands, so you have the option of using gloves if you feel more comfortable, or just adding a little bit of shortening or fat to your hands so that the marshmallow doesn't stick to it. We're going to pop this in the microwave to melt it in short intervals of 10 seconds. Now it's time to decorate our crumb-coated and chilled cake. So I'm going to take my icing spatula and I'm just going to drop a whole bunch right on the top. I like to spread that out with my spatula while turning the turntable with my opposite hand. And then we're going to work the buttercream around the sides of the cake. Even if you feel the buttercream is not dark enough right now, again, with time the color is going to develop, so it will still get darker than this. At this stage, I'm going to bring in my scraper. I'm just going to hold my scraper steady and turn the cake turntable, and we're going to get our clean edges just by doing this. There are some areas around the cake here that require a little bit of extra buttercream filling, so I'm just going to go and add that. And we'll go back in with our scraper, holding it steady in one hand and turning the cake turntable with the other. There we go, nice and smooth edges, and so easy too. We can pop this in the freezer now to get really nice and hard, and then we can add our final decoration. The cake has been in the freezer for about 5 minutes, and we can just take a knife and clear off this top rough edge. I'm just holding my knife directly flat on top of the cake and turning the cake turntable. We can just take this excess buttercream off, and just like that, we have a nice sharp edge on our buttercream cake. Our final step before adding our marshmallow is to clean up our cake board. So I'm just going to run my spatula along the side of the cake board here, picking up any excess buttercream as I go along. I also like to go in with a paper towel. This cake is looking very black now. I'm just going to use a little bit of canola oil spray on my hands to prevent it from completely sticking. Just a little bit. Just rub it together. And now we can get our hands dirty. We're just gonna spread this marshmallow right over top of our cake and keep going until we're happy with the result. At this point, I'm pretty happy with the way this cake is turned out. We can go ahead and add some sprinkles or eyeballs or little monster eyes, however we want to decorate this cake, just to make it a little bit more spooky. I'm gonna wash my hands and I'll be right back. For the final touches, I'm gonna be adding some sprinkles. This is our own Witch's Brew blend by Sweet Tooth Sprinkles. I have a whole bunch of rods and little eyeballs in here, which I think are gonna look super cute. Just like that, we're all done. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. I think this is definitely a cake your kids would love to decorate. You can get your hands totally messy, but then you get to eat it at the end. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. And just like that, we're all done. I hope you guys watching. Ugh. Oh my God. You're hilarious. You're hilarious.